journey with me, and it means a lot. My whole life. Right? Right? Yes. Yeah.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
I consider myself to be more of an introvert than extrovert. I can flip on, like adrenaline can kick in, and I'm able to perform extroversion really well. And so I often try to find my kindred spirits in the world, and usually it's like somebody who's kind of standing off to the side. There's a certain amount of mindfulness that it requires to slow down enough to really feel what it is to be present with someone in a moment. I've always had an inclination towards seeing people who might be easily unseen.
I remember like it was yesterday, it was a real calm, vibrant night. It feels like the way it's painted. It was a vibe, like pink, summer, 125th Street, where we ran into Jordan. I'm so like proud to be here today, like be a part of this and be the face of it right now. I love her.
I feel like a superstar. Yo, I can't stop blushing. I can't stop blushing.
I was walking the dogs, right? And we met, and I, sat and posed for the photo.
You live here in New York, right?
Yeah, Harlem. Yeah.
How you doing? Can I introduce you to Mega Store, Brand Store? We got it all. You get hoodies, we got long sleeve tees, Black Power, FNC. We got all kind of designs, flags, swag. How you doing, miss? Can I introduce you to Mega Store, Brand Store?
Next time, babe.
All right, take care.
I was walking around shooting at night, and Louis and A-Thug were like packing up their stuff. So while I was taking the pictures, at some point Louis asked, like, what's going on here? Are you an artist, a photographer? What brings you to Harlem?
Oh, you good.
And I was like, oh, I'm actually a painter. I'm doing this project, blah, blah, blah. And they were like, oh, yeah, we'd love to participate. They had phenomenal energy from the beginning.
Y'all turning this into a photo shoot. I ain't mad at it. Make use of it when you got the camera.
The actual moment of me photographing someone is that speedy moment. I'm in and out with them. But I get to spend the most intimate time initially by myself in the studio, re-engaging with what I felt from someone in an instant. I sit here literally for hours alone in my own head. To have the space to like really delve into my most intimate thoughts and feelings and to process the world around me, which is what I do when I'm painting. I spend a lot of time just like looking and deciding colors in advance and then mixing them kind of meticulously so that when I get to this point, I'm able to kind of exert a certain amount of confidence. My way of trying to reconnect with the immediacy that happens if you're sitting in front of somebody, that you're working from life. The camera, it's really become a liaison between me and the sitter, and it gives me time to slow down before I go fast. In that moment with A-Thug and Louis, I don't know if I noticed that melanin shirt sitting on the table. I'm quite sure I didn't as I'm like taking the pictures, but it's only in retrospect as I took time to really study the environment that they had created that I was like, whoa, like there are really prominent things happening here. His shirt saying Thug, the hate you gave us, I also didn't notice until I started making the painting, and I think that's a very powerful statement to wear it on your chest, like a shield that communities of color often have to create in order to protect and honor ourselves.
I get the best feeling when I come outside and I see somebody wear one of my t-shirts today, one of my hats. It's right here. It's a little bear I done drew out, animated it, did the little graphic design. So I got it produced, like making art into wearable clothing right now. Young Styles Design, wearable art right here though. Jordan, her work is all showcased. You gotta go inside of an establishment. I'm more of like a street hustler. I get it out right on the cement concrete block. But she left a little event in my life, like a nice little milestone. Just dropped down and did something nice.
I have somehow found a way to weasel myself into a 1% opportunity within the art market that has proven on so many levels that room for me is few and far between. As a young African-American woman in a space that is primarily run by older white men, the history of this country is complicated. The history of how art has moved through institutions and been valued is complicated. With access comes responsibility. With visibility comes responsibility.
There are very few spaces where black men are being represented outside of criminality and entertainment. People probably pass the subjects in this work every day without acknowledging anything about them. There is a value in just being.